guys, it's Chris. Welcome back to my channel. Oh my goodness, I haven't said that in forever and ever. I've missed you guys, first of all. And I was thinking about getting all dolled up for this video, but then I said it wouldn't be a Chris video because wasn't doing it then and not doing it now, so not doing it. Especially stuck in quarantine here like we all are. I wear a mask every single day, you know, well, when I work. And, well, actually every single day. So, how are you guys? Post down below. As you can see, I am in a different location. I'm in a different locale. So I guess my first big announcement, I had asked you guys on Instagram, but not many people answered me, and in the YouTube community tab. I'm going to be doing some question and answer videos. So, like, if you want to ask me questions, anything, nothing's off topics, then let me know. I am in a new locale. I don't have my Silence of the Lambs couch anymore, guys. It's gone. I got a new couch. It looks exactly like the Silence of the Lamb couch, except it's not pleather, so it will not rip. And it is gray, and it is luxurious, and I love it. And I just paid it off. I was leasing it. Don't lease, guys. Don't lease to own. Ugh. I didn't have a choice, but you paid double. This couch was $1,000. I literally paid double to lease to own. So, I am in a new locale. I have moved. I have bought a house. So, a townhouse. So, it's not a condo, it's a townhouse, and I have a new place. Yay, me! I am no longer, I'm still in the same state. I'm still in Connecticut, but I am in a different town. And, oh my God, so much has happened, you guys. This is going to be a long one, so get your popcorn. Do you remember my long videos? Get your popcorn, people. I moved last March. Tomorrow's my birthday, by the way. If I get this uploaded today, then tomorrow will be my birthday on the 14th. So, I will be 51. Oh my goodness. Where is the time flown? And I know this is not my vape channel. I don't have that anymore. I'm not doing it. I mean, I have it. It's up, but I'm not doing it. But I will be vaping throughout this video. So if that offends anybody, don't know what to tell you. I don't know for how much longer I'll be vaping, though, with everything going on with the mail services now not wanting to deliver vape stuff. So, I don't know. We're not really here to talk about vape stuff. We're here to talk about me. I don't really like talking about, well, I shouldn't say I don't like talking about myself, but it's kind of annoying. I'm just doing this on kicking it back old school on my webcam. I do have a ring light up here, if you can see. You guys can see. I bought this little tiny one. I didn't know they even had them, like little tabletop ones. So I was like, okay. It's like 25 bucks. So if anybody wants to know where I got this, that's where I got it. I could post the link for you. So I moved. I got a new place. It's a little smaller than my old place, just a tad smaller, although you don't really notice it. It's like 25 square feet. What's that? Like a closet, maybe? I will give you guys on my iPhone, I will upload a house tour. It's not going to be, you know, high production. Gosh, what did you want to know? Basically, everybody said, what are you up to? Like, what's changed? What's new? What are you up to? That's a big list. So I bought this back in March. Actually, I didn't buy it. My parents gifted it to me, which was amazing. We got this at rock bottom price. It's in the same neighborhood that my parents live in, which is really nice because they're, you know, starting to age and everything like that, and so I can help them. Let's see, what else? Dante no longer lives with me. Dante is now 19, you guys. 19 years old. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. He is now 19 years old. I'm sorry, he's not 19. He'll be 19 July 3rd. He's 18 years old, but still. But he moved out. Let me see. He graduated high school last June. So last year, June, he graduated. So in the middle of this pandemic, they had graduation. They did do a walkthrough graduation, which was nice. So, you know, we pulled our cars up and then the kids got out and went to a mini stage, and they had the pictures taken and everything. In fact, I'll show you his graduation picture. Hold on. This is his graduation picture. Ta-da! He graduated after 5 years, guys. I didn't think he was going to make it. Right now, though, he has a full beard. So he looks older than he does in this picture. But my gosh, you guys, do you guys remember my geek boxes and 1-Up boxes and stuff, unboxings I used to do with Dante? And he was so little. He's not. He's a man now. It's crazy. He does not live here. He lived here. We moved here in March. And when we moved into this house, I could not live here. There was something going on. The previous owners had a cat or cats. We're not sure which. But when I first moved here, I couldn't move in because we were cleaning everything. We were cleaning the walls, cleaning everything. And what happened was, I had such a severe allergy attack that I had to go to the hospital. It was so bad. And then I was wearing a mask and everything like that. And this was pre-pandemic. But we thought it was cat dander. So we had this guy come in from Beyond Air. I mean, plug for them, I guess. They're super expensive. So, I don't know if I'm actually plugging them. But if you look up Beyond Air, literally, let me... Because the house was bought in January. Did not move until March. We could not figure out what was wrong, so I could not. So we thought maybe it was the carpet. Because they had this awful, yellow and orange, together spotted shag carpet. It was bad. So we ripped that up. We put down a really expensive, rug. So it's gray. And it's beautiful and plush and it's nice. But it's hypoallergenic and everything like that. And then then you walk into the kitchen. Oh, so then we brought this guy in and he had this meter thing, which, I was kind of like, oh, this is a gimmick, because they're HEPA filters they were selling are really expensive, as are we're talking, the one that I have that treats this whole downstairs is $3,000, you guys. That's crazy. It's crazy. But they're built by NASA and everything like that. And they're supposed to, if you have the flu, or somebody has the flu and comes in, you won't catch the flu. It takes all the flu. And then what it also does is it throws out ions. I know it sounds like every other one, but these are in the governor's office, these filters. But anyway, we did that. We left it running for 24 hours. I was able to come in the house and I was fine. And he came back and he checked the meter because he said, he goes, it's not cat dander. There's zero cat dander in here. That's not what we're picking up VOC. So if anyone knows what VOCs are, it's off gassing. So when you buy new carpet or you everything off gasses, or, you're in your car but the VOCs were so high. So I don't know where the VOCs were coming from. And I still really don't. But because I was having this problem before the new carpet was installed. So I don't really know, but it's taking care of the problem. So that's all well and good. So when you walk into the living room, there's a little kitchen, which it's beautiful. I mean, it's beautiful. I have an island, but don't get too excited. It's a small island. It's not this big, huge island. It's not a little teeny tiny island either, but it's just enough where you can open your refrigerator door and walk through, or close your refrigerator door, walk through. You know what I mean? If your refrigerator door is open, you can't walk through. But, so I don't really have a dining room table because I was like, who's going to really come? We never were sit-at-home people. And at this point, Dante was living with me because he promised me that he had mentioned moving to his dad's, but he promised me that he would, help me move in. Well, he ended up staying a little while, and then he left. So anyway, I have 2 bathrooms. So now, yay, 2 bathrooms! I don't know if you guys remember me complaining about 1 bathroom. So now, I have 1 full bath and 1 half bath. There are things in this house that do need work. I mean, does everything work? Yes, I've lived here for a year. Everything works fine. So, but just things I would like to change. So it's kind of as I go through it. I have a little patio out back. This is actually called a public urban development. Now, I don't live in this is a suburb. I don't live in an urban area of town. It's, but what that means is your HOA fees are really low. So here in Connecticut, you could pay up to $300 a month just in HOA fees, but they would, mow your lawn and shovel your driveway and all that stuff and everything like that. Here, we only pay $280 every quarter. And so we take care of our lawns. We have to maintain our lawns. We have to do, but there's still rules in place as far as what you can and cannot do. Say I want to replace my light fixtures outside, which I do because they're old and they're not working, well. And you have to get them to kind of be the same style. So this whole community really has like the same style, so it's got to be like the same aesthetic. But I was walking the other day because it was so beautiful. It was almost 60 degrees the other day here in Connecticut, and now we're dropping back down to the 40s and freezing. But anyway, I saw people who had just whatever lights they wanted on their building. So we're supposed to get whatever, or we can get fined or something like that. Would I suggest living in a public urban development? No. I don't understand the HOA fees and like what they actually pay for. Like they came across last summer and they said there's mold on the side of your siding, because I'm in the middle unit, which in a way kind of stinks because I have to share a driveway. Although my neighbor's very nice, but I do have to share a driveway. So in the winter storms, he'll go out with his snowplow and there's half the driveway done. And then I have to go shovel my half, which is super silly. But regardless, I would never suggest buying. If you guys are ever, like, if you guys know what PUDs are, public urban developments are, I just don't get it. Like, why not just pay? Well, I get it in the fact that you're not paying an extra $300 a month on top of, a $1,400 mortgage. Like, okay, I get that. But they really do nothing. For what you pay for HOA, they do nothing except they're able to come around and tell you, if I want to paint my door right now is blue. If I want to, everyone has different colored doors in here, but there's a approved list of colors. I don't know. It's pretty crazy. We had looked at this place before, not this in particular one, but in this complex, because they're going for really, really cheap because they have foundation issues. But instead of, we were looking at some in South Windsor that had foundation issues, but your HOA fees were insane, because they were including the cost to fix those foundation issues in with your HOA fees. Here, the town of Manchester is doing it. So I moved from South Windsor to Manchester. So anybody who's in Connecticut knows it's one town over. And so they pay for it. So, and you get a tax break. Like my taxes, my property taxes were like cut in half. And I don't know how long that's going to last, I guess, until they're fixed. But they're not thinking those are going to be fixed until like 2024. I was because I was late on the fix me list. So they go in order and everything like that. There's people who've been on the list for years and years and years. Like your house isn't going to fall down or anything like that. They're just, structurally, there's some cracks, in the sheetrock and stuff like that. They're you really have to like look and point them out for people to notice, but from the house settling. In fact, I redid all the doorknobs because they were all gold and grimy, and I got the wrought iron ones and I reinstalled them myself, and I had to actually buy a chisel and buy a drill and all that other stuff so I could readjust the door strakes because of the settling of the house. They just didn't line up anymore and they weren't latching. So I've become quite the handy person. Let me see what else. Oh, Maren and I are no longer together. So that's new. I don't know if you guys knew that already or not. I don't remember. I remember my last video was on grief and loss. And I want you guys to post below, please. Like, what do you want to see on here? This is going to be a lifestyle channel, guys. So it's going to be mostly these, sitting down and talking to you. Especially in this season that we're in. And I don't mean like spring or summer. Oh, my cross wall is not here. I still have my crosses. I just have not decided if I am going to display them all here anymore or if I'm going to put them up in my bedroom. They have a whole new meaning to me, guys. I turned my life back over to the Lord I was still at Cinnamon Springs, but I would say probably, because remember people used to make fun of it, my religion? Well, you can make fun of it all you want, but the Lord is real, because I had a testimony, and you know what? Like, the only thing getting me through with my anxiety and panic through this whole year of a pandemic, and I have been COVID-free, thank the Lord. We get tested, me and Carson get tested every month because he doesn't live with me. My parents they've been vaccinated. My daughter works in healthcare. She's been vaccinated. I'm due in Connecticut here. They're doing it by age group. So, like 75 plus and then blah, 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 blah as you go down. So they're not even counting like comorbidities, which I have my autoimmune issues, but they're not counting those anymore. They were going to, but then the governor thought that was too complicated. I guess you don't have to, do that to be, I don't know, governor. I mean, if it's too complicated, you make up your own rules. I have no idea. But anyway, they just thought people would get inoculated faster if they did it by age group, although it's proving quite difficult to even get them at this point. We're just not getting enough supply. We are, so 55, so on March 22nd, they're going to open up to my age group, which is 49 or 48 to 55 or something. I don't know what it is, but it's something along that age group. So I will be in that age group, so I'll be able to get my vaccine, which I think it will be a good relief. I'm a little nervous about it, but isn't everybody, and then I know there's people, again, I don't want to get on that topic because I know there's people who just don't believe in it and think it's, it's witchcraft and, whatever. But crazy world we've been in, huh? So post below, guys. I already said this. Any questions you want, any questions you want to ask, if you want to ask about, what happened with me and Marion, or, anything like that. Everything's an open book. Are we still friends? No, we're not. I shouldn't say no, we're not. No, we're not. We do text each other like happy birthday, Merry Christmas, stuff like that. I did ask him recently, because we've been broken up for a year and a half now, almost 2 years, probably 2 years. Maybe more than 2 years. And he's got a new girlfriend. I am single. He's got a new girlfriend. And I wish him all the best. But I asked him, can we be friends? Like, we spent 7 years together. That's a long time. And we had a lot of fun. We just weren't meant to be together in that way. We just had we just weren't looking for the same things. I was hoping to have moved to Arizona by now, but instead got a house. He really wanted kids. I couldn't have kids. So again, it was just sort of whatever. I'll get into that in another video if you guys are interested in that. So yeah, we wish each other a happy birthday, Merry Christmas, all that other kind of stuff. But, we text each other. I usually text him first. He doesn't usually text me first. But I did ask him if he would, consider like being my friend again. Like we could. I know he got a dog. He moved back with his parents. He got a dog, black German Shepherd that he always wanted. And, we could get the dogs together, whatever. Bubba's still with me. He's not up alone on the couch, but he's still here. You'll see him in the house tour. He said no. He said he's kind of good the way it is. Then I found out from my mom, because she's still friends with him on Facebook, I'm not, that he has a girlfriend. So I was like, oh, okay, well, so what? Like, you know what I mean? Like, unless the girlfriend has a problem with it, then obviously I would respect that. But I just thought we could be friends, do stuff together, hang out, whatever. But anyway, get the dogs together. But, I figured it had been long enough that, the wounds had healed. But maybe not. I don't know. So we are no longer together. And I've been single. I've tried dating a little bit pre-COVID, but it was kind of like, I don't know, it was kind of ridiculous. It was like, you go on all these websites and everything like that, and you meet people, and maybe you get a cup of coffee out of it, and you have conversation with them, and you really think things are going well, and then they just disappear. They just ghost. But back quickly to my religion. I'm talking about everything that I really didn't want to talk about, but everyone's so like PC. Have you noticed YouTube lately, guys? I don't know what you guys are watching these days, but oh my God, like you have to abbreviate everything now because it's not PC. And I'm just like, okay. I mean, I agree with some of it, and some of it I'm just sort of like why is YouTube? I don't know, whatever. This is the world we're living in these days. So you got to go with the flow. So yeah, I found religion again, or found God again. I'm not going to say found God. I came back to the Lord. Because remember, people used to make fun of my cross wall. So that's what I was saying, is that the reason I don't think I'm going to put it back here, but it has, and I used to say to everybody that you guys obviously don't know me because they're just art to me. Well, that's one of the things, part of my testimony was, anyway, I was praying with a friend and I was having a really hard time, and something, divine happened to me, and I just saw the world in a whole new light, and everything, was different. And even I looked at my wall and I started to cry because I was like, wow, they held a much different place in my heart. Now, I am now part of a church. They're out of North Carolina, but they do everything online. But they have North Carolina. I think they have 3 campuses in North Carolina, one in Orlando, I think one in Virginia. So they have 5 or 6 campuses or something like that. But they do, throughout the pandemic, they did everything. They continued to have service and everything online. They have youth groups online. It's just amazing. So I actually volunteer with the church. And what was I saying? The hamster, guys, the hamster has not gotten any better staying on his wheel. I'm sorry. In fact, he's gotten worse. And I'm sure you all, now that you've been in quarantine for a year, your hamsters are now falling off their wheels too. So don't laugh at me. It's not funny. we're all dealing with it. But the reason I'm not going to put them up here is, like I said, the living room area is very skinny. It's long but skinny, and it would just make everything look too, especially with an 80-inch television sitting right there, which looks ridiculous. Wait till you guys see it. It's hysterical. It would just look too cluttered. So I really scaled down what I have in here. Most of the stuff that I have in here is new. I got new rugs. I got a new papasan chair. I got a new little dinette set, if you want to call it that. I do have my same end tables, but everything else is kind of new, and everything's still in the garage that I had, because most of the stuff I probably won't be putting it back up. Like, I think to myself, I get a new picture, and I'm like, where am I going to hang it? If you saw the area, which you will see at some point, I'm sorry I keep teasing you about that, but I just can't do it right now, obviously, because I'm on my webcam. There's really not a lot of room to hang stuff, whereas the other place, in my other place, I loved, and it was cozy, and it was homey, but I will admit that I over-decorate. Like, there was a lot going on in there, and I really wanted to just kind of make this more minimalistic and clean. I love the color of these walls. This is a nice neutral color. It's not white. All my doors and my cabinets and my island is like a cream color. I do have granite countertops. I was not in love with it. All stainless steel appliances. I was not in love with that at first. Not the appliances are fine, but the white, it's kind of an off-white. It's more of a cream color, because I'm like, ooh, dirty, dirty, dirty. But, Chris is her OCD, especially during this time, has gotten a little crazy. So, all I'm doing is cleaning anyway. So they're fine. They're good. They're nice. Very, up to date and everything like that. I want to replace, there's a chandelier here. I want to replace that over the dining room table. I never liked that, so people can get up and hit their heads. Like, I never liked it with a ceiling fan, because I do have two in-the-wall air conditioners. The one upstairs is a relic, serious relic, like, I think 1960s. All the thermostats have to be changed in here. Like, there's a lot of stuff that does have to be done, but not, like, right away. So if you walked in, you'd be like, oh my God, this place is gorgeous. Like, I have tile in the entryway, hardwood floors. The kitchen is linoleum, which I don't love, but it's not horrid either. So at some point, I'm going to replace that with tile. I'm going to get rid of it, replace it with tile. I have a little patio in the back. I don't have a deck. I wish I had a deck, but I don't. And even the patio in the back is the only thing that I am so upset about, because it's cracked and it's basically all stone with a carpet thrown over it because of the foundation issues. But once that's done, I'm going to get a new patio made, and I'm going to extend it so my grill can fit on it and everything too. Right now, there's just a rug over it, which they had there and everything. And so, you live with what you love. You're blessed with things and everything like that. And then, you just live with, I've really learned to live within my means, because people are like, oh, you've got it made. You have a house. It's paid off and everything like that. But people don't understand, like, expenses are expensive. Just regular expenses are expensive. And if you guys remember, when I was living at the old place, Maren was paying for rent and food, and I was paying all the utilities. Well, now I'm paying all the utilities, and I'm paying for food, and I'm paying for, and I just got on energy assistance, which was a real pain in the butt. What else? So Dante doesn't live here anymore, unfortunately. I am very upset about that. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Dante went to live with his dad. He lived here from March until about June, and then he's lived here a couple times, let's put it that way. But it's only like 3-month stints, because then after he left, he was going to then he wanted to do week on, week off. Now, we're in the middle of a pandemic, and his dad and his dad's wife his dad for the most part, but they're basically non-maskers. And with my immune system, like, I didn't really feel comfortable with him coming in and out, but he was always great. He would come in, he'd run upstairs, take a shower, you know what I mean? That kind of stuff. So we did week on, week off for a little while, and then he just said, it's not working for him, yada, 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 and he left once again, and it was, the first time he left was right before we moved. And that was not a good situation, but we have cleared the air with that. We're all good with that. I mean, teenagers are hard. They're really hard, especially 19, because it's like, you're not, once they hit 18, 19, it's like, yeah, they're adults, but on the other hand, they still need everything from you. So it's, it's just a really hard age. So he doesn't live here. I don't see him all that often. He's actually no longer living at his dad's right now. He's looking for a job. He is he had a job with FedEx, but they were horrible. Like, they were sticking in the middle of this pandemic, they're sticking everybody into, it's hard physical labor, and they're sticking everybody into one truck, and they can't mask because they can't breathe in there, and it was just bad. And they had a bunch of cases and didn't care, didn't take any other precautions or whatever the deal was, whatever. So he left there, and that was really good money. But it was second shift. It was second shift. And so it was hard for him. Like, he would sleep all day and then go to work, and sleep all day and go to work. Most of his friends have left. So he's kind of going through some things himself, because he just doesn't really know what he wants to do. Most of his friends went into the military, and Dante does not want to do that. So again, we're just kind of, all taking it one day at a time and seeing how it goes. How's it been with you guys? Like, have you found this very rough? What's funny is most people said to me when we all went to lockdown, they're like, well, Chris, that'll be good for you because you never leave the house anyway. And I'm still playing with my hair, guys. Not much has changed in that aspect. And the answer to that is no, because what is miraculous, is that when I had my testimony, I turned my life back over to the Lord, my agoraphobia went away. I still have panic and anxiety. At the beginning of this pandemic, I was living my best life. Let me tell you, there was no panic. There was no anxiety. I was loving life. Everything was great. Now, a year into it, and I've been quarantined actually longer than anybody, so I've been quarantined more than a year. And what was I saying? I just lost it. Hamster just left. He left the building. So now my anxiety's up there again. The only thing that's kind of helping is, well, the Lord has gotten me through, like 100%, or I'd be back in a mental institution, like, no lie. So thank you, Lord. Oh, thank you, Jesus. But I was living my best life. Like, I was so ready to, like, I had walked the whole neighborhood. I had bought cards and, of encouragement when this first started. Remember when nobody really took it seriously and we were kind of like, this will only last a couple months. We were like, that's how people were feeling. And so just, I must have done 400 cards, and I brought them to all my neighbors and put them in their doors, just words of encouragement, like, we'll get through this together. And everybody was like, yay, rah, rah, we'll get through this together. We're all going to be better people, and we're going to help thy neighbor and everything like that. And now we know what the state of the world is in right now. And a lot of people, not most people, but if you go on social media, most people are just, they're acting the exact opposite of that. Every man for himself, and who cares about their neighbor. So my agoraphobia was gone. I mean, I was driving everywhere. I was driving long distances. I was, like, everything was great. And then nobody was driving because nothing was open. And very slowly but surely throughout this year, my agoraphobia has kind of, I don't want to say it's come back. And I want to call it, should stop calling it it's not my agoraphobia, but the agoraphobia has come back. No, it hasn't. I mean, has it come back? No, but the symptoms have gotten a little worse for wear. So yeah, I mean, I see glimpses of it, but I push myself through it because the Lord's always with me. I go to work. I work part-time now. I have a part-time job at Staples. And I love it. It's, I've been out on workers' comp for 2 months because I have a tear in meniscus. I got hurt at work, but I really do love it. It gets me out of the house, and let me tell you, I am so anxious before I go to work, but because I am now double masking, like the CDC is recommending because of these new variants and stuff like that. But and like I said, I haven't been vaccinated or anything, and I wouldn't want to give it to anybody either. So I mean, that would just kill me. I've had quite a few losses, which I'm sure most of you probably have here, and I deeply apologize, and I'm sorry for that because it's heartbreaking. But it's heartbreaking to even think about, and I try not to think about it as much as possible, but I feel your pain, and I'm sorry. But work really, you think being out in the public is afraid of all of this that I am, being out in the public would be worse for me. I do have anticipatory anxiety. I see a therapist every single week on or video visits, which I love her. It's great. I'm still on the same medication I was on because we've talked about mental health on this channel before. I don't want to change it at this point. It's not doing anything for me, but it's keeping things sort of just level, I guess, not as much because of the situations. And so, a pill is not a miracle thing when you're going through something like this that nobody's ever been through before. I mean, how well is it going to work? So just prayer has gotten me through. I work with my church. I serve on 3 teams. So I do 3 different jobs. And then I also run an e-group, which is kind of like this, except on, your end of the screen, you would see, like, in a Zoom room, like 6 or 7 people or 8 or 9 people, and we do sermon discussion every Sunday. So we watch the sermon from the Sunday before, and then we do sermon discussion, and we pray for each other, and my church has really gotten me through. They're just like family to me. So yeah, but work-wise, I love it. I mean, I never realized, I forgot. Remember when I used to work at Sephora, you guys? A lot of walking, a lot of work for little pay. Like, it's crazy for minimum wage what you have to do. I mean, in here, I'm doing freight. Like, I'm unhauling U-boats and hauling trucks and, everything like that. It's a lot. It's a lot of work, but I love it. I love being around people. I love my coworkers, and it really helps my mental health because otherwise I'm here by myself. So it's just me and the dog. Now that Dante's not here. Yes, I have Carson during the week, not overnight. His mom picks him up, but we're schooling him that whole time. So it's not like we're even doing anything fun because we decided not to send him to school because they had hybrid where he could go 3 days a week and stay home 2 days a week, do virtual schooling. And we're like, what's the point? Like that you're not going to be exposed those 3 days? And you're going to be safe those 2 days. Like, that just doesn't really make sense. So, and then recently, as things have started opening up here, I mean, our numbers in Connecticut compared to where probably, I don't know, where all you guys are they're really not bad. I think we hover around 3%. So we're really not that bad. And I think with vaccinations now, we're going to start getting lower. We're just going to keep going lower. But an escape for me. It's my happy place work. It's the weirdest thing. It makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense. So don't try to make sense of it. It's not going to happen. But it just gets my mind off things. And I get home and I'm exhausted. And Bubba's happy to see me. And I sit down and I'm making a little extra money. And that's not to pay my bills with. And people always say, well, like, you must be making out. You don't have a mortgage and you got a little job and whatever. And I'm like, no, because all that money has to go into my savings. Everything goes into my savings because it's actually direct deposited into my savings, my work stuff. I mean, I work 10 hours a week. It's not like it's a big deal. But, because obviously on disability, you can only work a certain number of hours. I only work 10 hours a week. So, but point being is that it all goes there because every July I owe $1,600 in property tax. So, that's not money that's ever touched. So, I now have saved up enough to pay my taxes in July, so that's great. And I'm just going to keep just letting it accrue. So what else is going on? I bought a new car last January. I don't know if I told you guys that or not. Not new to me, 2015. It's not new. It's fine, I guess. It doesn't get much use because I'm not going out eating and I'm not going to restaurants and I'm not doing stuff like that. So, I don't know. So, back and forth to work. It's fine. I just got my rotors done the other day. That was a birthday present from my parents, so that was nice of them. And but it's a black Hyundai Elantra 4-door because I was gonna continue once I moved. I was gonna pick up doing DoorDash and Grubhub again because I don't know if you guys remember me doing that, and it was something that I really liked. And now that my agoraphobia was gone and I could drive everywhere, I was like, yes, you know what I mean? And I was going to do that hustle. And then the pandemic hit, and I was like, do I really want to be delivering food in the middle of a pandemic? Like, I don't know, you know what I mean? So I didn't, and winter was coming, which makes things really hard with Grubhub and DoorDash. It makes it really hard. What have I been watching lately? So that's basically the wrap-up of my life. I mean, I don't think there's really too much to tell. I've been binging on, I got rid of YouTube TV. I had YouTube TV for a while, but if any of you guys have it, I love it too. Don't get me wrong. I do love YouTube television. Like, I love it. But they're up to like $70 now. I'm like, I could have cable for that price, It's like, I already pay a ridiculous internet price. So I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. So I switched to Hulu, and I have Prime, Amazon Prime. I have Hulu, and I have Netflix, and you know what? I'm not really picky about what I watch. So I can get almost everything I want on Hulu. And I found a lot of stuff on YouTube. And if I happen to want to watch a season of something and it's $15, then maybe I'll purchase it on, Amazon. But for the most part, I'm like, I don't watch a whole lot of TV. I've been binging on 90s. It came across my feed on Hulu, like 90s shows or whatever. So like Melissa and Joey with Joey Lawrence, I'm binging on now. I watched a show called Younger, which was really great. Cobra Kai. Okay, I don't know if you guys are Karate Kid fans out there, but if you're not, or you are, and you haven't watched Cobra Kai yet, I suggest going back and watching the Karate Kid 1 and 2 first, again, just to get you. Well, you don't have to, because if you're a real Karate Kid fan, like I grew up with the Karate Kid, so I know most of you guys. Well, no, I have a plethora of people that watch me. I'm like most of you guys are younger. No, not really. I don't have like. I have a pretty decent demographic as far as younger and older people. But if you're a Cobra Kai, I mean, if you're a Karate Kid fan, you could watch it again. I didn't watch them again because I knew enough of it. And they do kind of give flashbacks in Cobra Kai. But, oh my God, I binge every time it comes on. They've done 2 seasons now, and they've kind of done them almost back to back. You've only had to wait a couple months. But, oh my goodness, like, I just, literally within, like, 13 hours, I will watch that. Like, if I have, today's Saturday, so I have the whole day to myself. Nobody's here. I have nothing to do. There's only so much cleaning you can do, and especially when you live by yourself, right? It's like, but yeah, I've gone nuts on Cobra Kai. Younger was really great. So, what else did I watch? Oh, To All the Boys I Loved Before. I don't know if you guys watched that one, but that was cute. I'm kind of watching sappy rom-coms or silly sitcoms because I'm not watching any dramas for them. I mean, Cobra Kai is the most drama, that I'll watch because everything's dramatic these days. Can we agree on that? Like, everything's so dramatic these days, and it's just, crazy. It's like real life. It's like, I want to escape real life, So when I'm not watching sermons and I'm not serving the church and I'm not, doing book studies or, stuff like that, that's what I'm doing, is binging on stuff like that. Oh, let's see, podcasts that I'm watching. Oh, I'm watching, a little bit, not in the beauty industry, but I don't watch any beauty videos anymore. I don't. I will, pop on a Jeffree Star video every once in a while. Like, all my makeup is still in the garage. So I probably have to get rid of all of it and get all new makeup. I gave a lot of my stuff away. You guys remember my whole makeup collection? I had like anything and everything you could imagine. It's gone. It's very minimalistic, like this, eyebrows. I know I slept on this side, you guys. So like I have one eyebrow done and one not. But, coat of mascara when I go to work. And, I don't even I have a little bit of lipstick on and a little bit of blush, but I don't even do that when I go to work because you're wearing a mask. What's the point? I have not worn makeup in so long. So anyway, I got rid of all of that stuff. So anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap it up there because I can't really think of anything else to inform you on. If I missed anything, let me know. Post down below, guys, please. I'm going to let you go now, 51 minutes into it. It's not a video. It's not an hour long with Chris. Post below anything else you want to know. Like, I want to start doing kind of series. Yes. I want to do like series type sit down vlogs. And so anything that you want to know. Do you want to know about my church? Do you want to know about dating in quarantine? Not that I've really been dating, but anything you want to know, like, let me know. I don't know. Whatever you want to know about, I will do a video on it. So if you're having a hard time on something, let me know. Talk about my experiences because I am going to be old. And I always said I was a dinosaur, remember? No, now I'm officially, I don't know what, a fossil? 51? Although, because my birthday was the first day of quarantine last year and I was turning 50, I basically said to myself that birthday didn't count, nor does this one. So, until we're out of this pandemic, my birthdays don't count. So I'm technically still 49. So those of you who didn't get the memo, that's how the birthdays work in a pandemic. So anyway, I wish everybody well. I hope you guys are all doing great. I can't wait to hear from you all. I love you guys. Post your questions down below. And I love you guys. I really do. I've been watching my old videos and just seeing all your comments and your faces. And I'm your little avatars, and I'm like, oh my God, yes, I remember her. Oh my God, I remember her. I'm like, oh yes. Like, I was like, wow, like, you guys were so great. You are great. You are amazing. And all the comments being like, Chris, you could talk about anything, and we're just gonna sit here and we're gonna watch you. And I was just like, stop it, So I really want to start that up again. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. And I hope you got your popcorn and everything like that. And when I have more of a topic, now that I've kind of caught you guys up, the videos won't be as long. What am I talking about? Chris? This is Chris talking. Yeah, so I don't know, honestly, if they'll still be as long. But I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Mwah.